Listen, we about to get started on the parts that we like. Like now that the weddings and shit is over, let's go. Ray of Sunshines. I am your girl Talisa Rae, lifestyle coach. We are reviewing Married at First Sight, season number 11, episode number 4. What happened last night? Nothing. If it's your first time visiting my channel, listen, I do things couple by couple. Stay with it. I don't go like scene by scene, except for this time I will do the honeymoon when it starts all together. Okay, so we first see Amelia and Bennett, and of course it picks up where we left off, and they're in the hotel room. And baby, let me tell you something. We thought that Amelia's little onesie was something. No, that plaid onesie ain't got nothing on Bennett's nightgown. Like they were calling it a dress, but baby, it's called a nightgown. At least I know that. I mean, when I put on my pajamas and I wear a nightgown, it's a dress. That's what it is. He talking about it's comfortable. Child, listen, he's so weird. It's cute. He's so weird. I mean, he wouldn't be for me. He is perfect for Amelia because she just goes with the flow. Cause I know I'd be like, is we back in the 1600s? So whenever it was, when they wore them gowns with the little hats and they had the lanterns, you know, you done seen the movies. Like on Scrooge, you done seen Scrooge and he got on that gown, that nightgown. Anyway, we get to see them interact with their in-laws and find things out about them. Well, when we see Bennett and he talks to Molly and Noah, it shocks me that I know their names. One of the things she asked is, do you think that you would move? You know, she's in her residency, and if she doesn't get one in the city, would you move with her? Like we know that she has one in Virginia. Would you move out of New Orleans for Amelia? And you know, I like the way he thinks because he thought that question out. And really, like, I only known her like 16 hours, yo. Like, why would you even ask me that? But if we get to the place where I adore her, of course I would. He didn't say of course I would. He said I would consider it. I think that that was an appropriate answer. I think that he is a smart guy and he thinks things through. Like, honestly, he's pretty rational. Honestly, he knows how to communicate. He also knows how to compromise. And it seems like he's committed. There go them 3 C's. So I think that we already know that I like them. We already know how we feel about them. I don't think I've heard anyone say anything different about Amelia and Bennett. Then we see Amelia with her in-laws, and of course I don't know none of their names. The sister gives her a wedding gift that's a lollipop. I think to myself, oh yeah, and Amelia knows that that's weird. Like they're a different kind of weird than she is, but she is accepting and like, oh, I don't know if I should eat it, because how old is the sister? And then the mom is like, no, you should savor it and lick every part of it, you know, as a metaphor to marriage, I suppose. That's what she said. But listen, I was like, okay. The thing that got me was when Molly shared, did Bennett tell you about his views for kids? Like, he thinks that it's unethical to have biological children and that he wants to adopt. My mouth fell wide open. But again, Amelia took it in strides, okay? And was like, in her little confessional, look, I have to talk to him about it. I can't just go by what they say. And it's a good thing that she did, because he was like, yes, I think there's so many people on the planet and so many kids that need homes, etc. Adoption is a thing. But I do consider that I would get married and that my mate, my spouse, may want biological children. So I would have to make that compromise so that we are both happy. Listen. He ain't my type. Like, but he got the right answers. Like, could you take his common sense and put it in to my next husband guy? Like, he's got common sense and he's rational and he's considerate. And so, you know, she's like, yeah, adoption's not a bad thing. So I see them adopting and having a biological child. Like, hello, I'm in love with the two of them. Okay, so moving right along, let's go ahead and jump right into Olivia and Bennett. So again, picking up where we left off, they're in the room, the hotel room. She's taking off her dress, or he's helping her take off the dress. And as they get their clothes out, or before they, whichever way it was, her pet peeve, don't put your suitcase on the bed. Hello, I'm with her on that because it carries a lot of germs. I mean, you don't wash your suitcase. It travels everywhere on the ground, gets tossed around, millions of hands get put on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everywhere. It's collecting dust and germs. So I'm with her. It's the same thing as no shoes on the bed, right? Also, most people are like, don't wear your street clothes into my bed. Don't get in my bed dirty. Like, yeah, you fall asleep sometimes because you be drunk or whatever, but that's really the rule of thumb. You normally take off your clothes and put on your pajamas in order to go to bed. So y'all let me know down below in the comments, how you feeling about suitcases on the bed now that you done heard her logic and mine? Do you sleep with your shoes in the bed? Do you change your clothes before you get in the bed? Do you take off your clothes? Do you take a shower? Or do you just, what's your routine before you get in the bed? I'm just asking because I'm nosy as shit. So I actually want to say that in this episode, I kind of like Brett. Like, I'm warming up to him. Like, I have a very dry sense of humor, and I'm kind of warming up. He doesn't seem so much or so obnoxious as previously. He does not seem so irritating and annoying. Like, now it seems like he's relaxing, and maybe most of that was for the show. And they seem to be, you know, they seem to be having some sort of connection right now. You know what I mean? They seem to be getting along. They've got a lot of things in common, you know, Taco Bell. The sleeping arrangement works out. Like, they seem to be like meshing in this particular moment. So when they wake up in the morning, they go and meet their in-laws for brunch, breakfast, lunch, whichever they decided to do. And when we see Olivia with the brothers, the thing that they said was that, so we checked you out on social media. We stalked you on social media. Like, at least they told him, because let's just keep it a band. You and I both know that if the shoe was on the other foot and Olivia was my sister, cousin, auntie, niece, whatever, along with the rest of the brides, once I found out who their groom was, I probably would have went ahead and done some research myself. So I'm not gonna be mad at them for that. They found that they had mutual friends, and baby, they was like, so what's up with Olivia? What you think about her? Now, I'm not sure if that was against the rules, because of the simple fact that, you know, the show hasn't aired, and them knowing, you know, or maybe they just asked, what do you know about her? How do you know her? You know, I'm hoping and not like spill the beans or whatever. But they didn't hear anything but good things about little Olivia. And I couldn't see it being any differently. She seems sweet. She seems genuine and kind. So compassionate. So I didn't see that there would be some real problem. They asked about kids, honey, and she was like, I'm indifferent with kids. I was like, indifferent? That means you don't care one way or the other. Indifferent. It sounded like she was backpedaling when she was saying, you know, I just want to experience life first, which is what you should do. When you get married, it would be best if you don't have children right away, only so that you can get to know your spouse and really enjoy them and spend time with just the two of them. I love my kids, but you add the dynamic of children and it changes the dynamic of the relationship. You add children and it changes the dynamic of the relationship. But really, I feel in my spirit that Miss Olivia don't want no kids, period, at all, point blank. It's not just she feels indifferent and she wants to travel and just be selfish for a while. I don't think she wants any children. Y'all let me know, did you get that vibe, or am I tripping? Like, I really felt like she was like, well, let me just say this because it sounds better. Listen, that's something Brett gonna have to deal with. Anyway, so then we see Brett with his in-laws, right? And the daddy is all like, so yeah, Olivia was raised Christian. Christian values and stuff. What's up with that? What you think? How you feel? Who are you? Is that gonna be a problem? That's what the stepdaddy come in and say. And we find out that he was like, you know, I'm agnostic. Let's just go straight to it. Agnostic, if you don't know, means I believe in a higher power and not the institution of religion. Okay, it's not like being atheist. So agnostic means I do believe in a higher power. He said that he was raised Christian, but but no longer participates in organized religion. And him and Christina had talked. I mean, him and Olivia, Jesus probably should be with Christina. Him and Olivia have talked about it, and he said to her, you know, my morals, my beliefs, my background, all of that, my ethics are still the same when it comes to the concept. I just won't be going and doing any of the sacraments. I guess he won't be, you know, doing communion and going to services and stuff like that. And they came to that agreement, which I don't know. How do you feel about that? Do you think that they are unequally yoked? Because I know a lot of you are believers. So do you think that this is going to be a problem, that they are unequally yoked, that it's going to that there's going to be some issues because, you know, he does not or she does not? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, really, that he does not attend services with her. Like, will he still be praying with her? All of that stuff is things that I want to know. But listen, to each their own. I feel like each of us has our own spiritual journey that we walk, our spiritual path that we walk. And if it works for them, then it works for them. But you guys, let me know down below in the comments what you think. Brett's family told him, Olivia's family told Brett that Olivia does not like rude people. And I thought to myself, well, child, honey, your husband is rude as shit. He is rude. At least as far as what I've seen. And maybe he's not rude. Maybe he's just obnoxious. So we'll just have to see where this goes, right? During their debriefing, you know, everything was copacetic. Like, they talked about it and they both expressed what happened, and there was no issues. They both understood what the families were saying. So let's go right to Henry and Christina, like the most boring couple. Christina is bored out her mind. And listen, I'm bored too for Christina. She's not as obnoxious either on this episode. She's not as self-centered on this episode. She's actually giving him time to talk and open up. I think really maybe we're going to see a different side of her. I still don't think that they match because him and these one-word answers is killing me. Yes, no, like what? Talk to me. I really feel like there's more going on with him than him just being shy. Like, he might be borderline something else. He's more than just socially awkward. You know what I mean? Like, something just, like, he doesn't connect. Like, he's disconnected, and he definitely avoids a lot of eye contact. But he's starting to do, you know, I don't know. I have to keep watching. But she's bored, and so am I. The silence. This, you know, you don't know what to ask her. This is why Henry's not married, okay? We know the reason that Christina's not married is because she seems to be self-centered so far, and Henry's not married because he's bored. Henry's not married because he's boring as shit. Like, it is what it is. What I have deduced is that Henry needs someone who likes to talk. Like, is a talk. Just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. Because I can't see how he went in there and interviewed and answered all the questions with the experts and did okay. Like, I didn't get to see, you know, that first episode where they show you behind the scenes, like the matchmaking part. Like, I didn't see that, and I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because it's there, because I'm just wondering how he answered the questions, because these 1-2 answers is not doing it for me. Is it doing it for y'all? Y'all let me know, because I need somebody that's gonna converse with me, baby. Converse. I mean, she asked him about traveling, and he started talking about international traveling. He started talking about Virginia and DC. Okay, maybe it's just me. I'm tripping. So Christina goes and sits with his in-laws, with her in-laws, and Henry's dad is really like, has no filter and gives his son no like break. Like, he does not see him, like, you know, he loves him, but he is like disappointed in the type of man that he became. Like, he doesn't seem to be like a man's man to him. Like, he's not like his dad, and his dad seems like he's disappointed. He's a mama's boy. Like, what? Again, did she coddle him? Why? What's happening? Because you normally, they have other children, and so you normally, most people coddle the one that has a little bit of an issue. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm reaching. Pretty much just talks about, like, his dad pretty much says it's too bad he's soft. And then, is that the sister or the auntie says, if things don't work out between you and Henry, we'll keep you? Who says that? I mean, I know that was meant to be warming, and it was supposed to be a joke, but there's always some truth in jest. You and I both know that. When Henry goes and sits with his in-laws, honey, I'm all like, this ain't good. And the mother and the grandmother, of course, want to be included in everything. They talk about, maybe we can take a cooking class. Do you like to cook? Blah, blah, blah. Trying to engage him. But they need to be included because it's only been the three of them. Like, there's no male figure, role model, male nothing in their lives. So they're going to want him to be included. And they all want somebody who's going to take charge and include them and be a conversationalist. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this isn't it. And honey, when the aunt says Christina needs a communicator, someone that she can talk to, she needs to be able to talk and work things out. She's telling him that because why he's not a talker. Because he's giving them one-word answers. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Oh, yeah. You know, things are going great. Like, these surface answers. And so she's telling him that so that he can make the adjustments. You can see, like, the disappointment in the auntie's face. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I just see it. I don't know. But y'all go back and rewind. She looking like, oh, this is a train wreck that's waiting to happen. Okay, so listen, let's go Karen and Miles, because we know how much we like Miles and we are really rooting for this relationship. We want Karen to continue to loosen up and, you know, enjoy the process, take the walls down, right? Because, you know, them walls get up, honey, and it's like going through fire breathing dragons and shark filled moats and like, listen, running over hot coals and glass mixed together when we got those walls up. So the prayer is that she continues to let her walls down. But this is what happened. So Woody and Amani go right on over and knock on the door. And I'm all like, y'all doing that tonight? Tonight? Y'all going over there tonight? Like, to me, it felt a little intrusive. Like, I just met my wife. They don't have the same camaraderie that Amani and Woody have. So Karen is still, you know, though she has a relationship probably with Amani, but she's, you know, just now trying to get things together. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get used to the process. In addition, she's not feeling well, you know, because Miles is all like, you got to wake up. First off, this is again where you see the 26-year-old behavior, right? Like, come on, babe, get up, because it's, you know, I mean, it's the excitement. I don't know. And you can see that she a grown up because she want to lay down. Like, I'm tired, my feet hurt, it's been a lot, I want to lay down. But she's going along with it just fine. Great and entertaining, just, you know, entertaining them and introducing, you know, to one another. Really, Amani does the introduction to Woody, but Woody is the best friend of your husband, so he should have been doing the introduction. But that's me just again being too analytical like I am. Miles said that he could tell that Woody is happy with the outcome. You know what I'm saying? That Woody is happy and that they are gelling. When Miles asked Karen, why did you do Married at First Sight? She said, because dating in New Orleans sucks. That's why? I think that is the answer. He agrees, but I was looking for more of a, you know, an in-depth answer. Like, now is the time that these couples should really be getting to know each other. Like, I don't know who it was last season that wanted to stay up all, was it Greg and Deanna wanted to stay up and talk all night, but they didn't either. Like, I just feel like that they, you know, this is when we need to let it out, because I need to make a decision in 8 weeks, and in 8 weeks, who's to say, use it, okay? Let's keep it a band. Miles goes and meets her family. The dad isn't there because he's not comfortable with the camera situation. We didn't see him at the wedding on the cameras and any of that. Did he even come to the wedding? Did y'all see him when they scanned the room or anything? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. But Karen's mom is with the shits. Like, she already wants to know, how are you going to be a husband to my daughter? I mean, he gives the same answers. He gives great answers, well thought out answers. He seems a little bit uncomfortable at first, but once he starts talking, you know, it's reassuring to Karen's mom. She pretty much said, you know, I just want to ensure that you're not going to string her along. And I like that he said that I'm in this process too, and I'm in this process, you know, for love pretty much. And I don't want my heart broke either. I want this to be real. So I like that, and I really feel like that was the thing that tipped the scale in his favor, because her mom did say, you know what, I like you. You seem to be a really good guy. Her first impression, I wrote, she said, was that he was warm, he was kind, and he was cool, and he was sincere. I pulled that sincere from something else, that he seemed sincere and genuine in the things that he was saying. Now, Karen, honey, on the other hand, when she goes over there and she talks to her in-laws, that mama, honey, that mama is like, give me back my son if you ain't gonna love him right, okay? Give me back my son. I'll pick it up where you left off. Like, I'm like, Mom, you a problem. You a problem. You a problem. Karen was sweet with the, you know, I don't see this gonna be a problem, but it makes me more aware, right? I'm more aware of what's happening. The mother asked straight out, so how do you feel about submission? You know, I knew she meant, you know, wives submit to your husbands as in biblical sense, but you know, and not S&M. But it was funny, like, I got it, because everybody may have taken it that way. And I liked Karen's answer. She was like, in my household, my father is the head of household. That it was her preference. You know, and it's that whole, he's the head and I'm the neck. Like, you really can't move without us being together. She just was like, as long as he considers us, like, I want him to be the head and I don't mind as long as he is considering us. And then the father comes in and says, you know, I want you to know that he's sensitive. This is the thing that she was talking about, him being over emotional, that he's sensitive, and that he wants to please the people that he loves, and he wants to make them happy, so it wouldn't be a problem, and just be, you know, cognizant of that, right? And I was like, okay, Dad, I like the way you put it, because Karen is like, I don't want no man that's no crybaby. That's me just talking. But she don't want nobody who's emotional, pretty much. But someone that's emotional or sensitive is going to consider you a lot of the time, but you do want them to toughen up just a little bit. Listen, I want to know down below in the comments, how do you feel about what the mom said? I think Karen handled herself very well in that instance. I think that the mom should not have said that. Like, the mom is really, like she said, a mama bear. She's very overprotective of her son, and in the debriefing, Karen said that. Karen let it be known, your mama's a little much. She didn't say she a little much, but she, you know, she's very protective of you. Anyway, I just want to say that I love the fact that he was like, do you mind if I sleep at the door in case somebody come in here and I got to, you know, I got to put hands on him. I was like, at least he know he's supposed to protect her. At least he know. At least he know. Like, so hopefully that means he's gonna be walking on the outside too when they walking down the street, because you know that's a thing for me. I sometimes intentionally try to walk on the outside to see if the man is gonna put me in the inside, because that's the thing for me. If y'all rock with me for real, you know that that's a thing for me. None of the couples had any intimate sexual encounters. The closest were Amani and Woody, because Woody was like, yeah, no, we weren't intimate sexually, but you know, there was some kissing and some cuddling and some rubbing of the feet. Like, come on Woody, Woodrow, rub them feet. Like, y'all don't know how many nerve endings is in these feet. If y'all don't know, if y'all like, oh, he rubbed our feet, shame on you. Them feet get everything going. She was probably excited, trying to hold herself back, because them feet, child, of course with other few things, but them feet got a lot of nerves. Okay, they get the juices flowing rub my feet. Anyway, at breakfast, he starts smacking, and she was like, I know you're not smacking. And I think that he was just joking because he knows that she does not like smacking. And like it was real noticeable. And I was like, I know I don't like smacking. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Do not smack. I can't stand it. What's your pet peeve? Let me know down below in the comments, because we've already got 2 here. We see Amani is the smacking and Olivia is the suitcases on the bed. Pet peeves, what's yours? And I wrote down, she's extremely comfortable with him, and that's a good thing. So when they go and see the in-laws, Amani finds out that Woody explodes like fire, that the devil comes out of him. I seen the devil in him, is what the mama said. You know, the grandma trying to be like, no, hold on, no, don't talk about my baby like that. You know, grandmamas are protective over the kids, but not over their grandkids, but not over their own kids. Listen, Amani's, you know, she's like, that ain't gonna work. In her confessional, she was like, no, that's not gonna work. I don't do the whole yelling thing, is what she tells the family, and that I would let him know when you're ready to have a conversation with me that you come back and talk to me. Like, because what we're not gonna do is go back and forth with you yelling and you being aggressive. And the funny thing is that I could see that being part of his personality, because he's such a big personality. Most big personalities, not all, seem to have like, you have a switch. And so my personality is so big, and that's how I express myself. That means I express myself that way in various ways, okay? In sex, I'm expressive and big. Partying, I'm big. When I'm upset, it's big. It's just part of the personality of who the person is, and you really definitely need to figure out how to control that. Like, I only know because I'm speaking from experience. I'm a big personality, and you know, push the wrong button and it's explosive. Not as much anymore because I don't let people get me. That's the thing. You got to know your trigger so you can't get got. Anybody with these big personalities like Woody and I, you know your triggers so you can meet it head on. When Woody is talking to her family, Woody mentions that he cheated, that both of them cheated. You know, that lack of communication and cheating ruined his last relationship of 4 years. Honey, and I was also like, Woody, why would you share that with these people? You could share that with Amani, but you have now, you know, now this is in the forefront of their mind. Because grandma was like, so can you be faithful? Like, are you, or was that mom that said, are you able to be faithful? But I'm going to tell you this, Woody said, I learned a lot in that relationship. I'm monogamous. Like, now, I know what I want. I don't want to be cheating. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. Like, he gave the answer that needed to be heard. Like, I've grown from that. I learned a lot in that relationship. That's probably also why he started going to therapy, okay? Because in the debriefing, she asked him about his attitude, his explosive attitude, and he let her know, you know, I've gone to therapy. Kudos, black man, for therapy, for seeking help for his anger issues and understanding now what his triggers are and how to deal with things in a different manner. You don't sleep on therapy. Listen, I was really trying not to make this long. I was really going for 5 minutes a couple tops, like, and I always got a lot to say, like, shit, because we ain't even talked about the honeymoon. So we're preparing to go to Mexico. Woo! Mexico. Y'all ever been to Mexico? Let me know down below in the comments. Honey, I am going to want to go to the hotel that they are visiting. Hotel Xcarate, I think is what it's called, if that's the correct way to say it, because you got to think it's Spanish. Xcarate. Anyway, we see them all preparing. They do got the cute little shirts, the little basket that came in. I looked at Amelia and Bennett. I was like, look at them. They are the same. They have like survival backpacks as they're traveling stuff. They are very much so probably minimalist. And so they both probably have the same amount of stuff in their thing. And how long? They go for a week, right? That's how long they go. They go for a week on their honeymoon. And now is the time for them to connect and commune. As Dr. Pepper says, like, this is when you get to know who your spouse is. Because you're going to spend these days with them in this room on this vacation away from a place that you can go really and retreat. You have to come back to that room. It's not, you know, it's not like Jamie and Lizzie, the cats in the bag, and they leave and go back to their apartment. They have to go back and be with one another. I liked that Miles tried to carry all the bags. What I see from Miles is that he is definitely about gender roles, and so is Karen, and so he wants to make sure to make things as easy as possible. And right now, again, they seem like they're meshing really well together. So everybody meets up at the airport, because we don't normally see that, do we? I can't remember, but they meet up at the airport together, and you know, everybody knows each other. Like, all the women know each other, all the men know each other. And so here you have them now actually getting together and seeing who they're matched with. And Woody was like, yeah, Bennett and Amelia look like they fit, they go together, like that's a perfect match. Like, I'm all like, we all agree with you, Woodrow. Now I was shocked to see Henry opening up on the plane. I was like, maybe he just needs a little time to warm up, like, you know, because I'm giving you my opinions as I'm writing them down. And so now I'm all like, maybe he needs some warming up. Maybe he just needs to open up. And it's proof when they get to the room and they have shots, and she does the whole thing and then take the shot, whatever she was saying, some kind of whatever. It's something about partying, I think. I'm not sure. If you know, tell me down below in the comments. So what I see is that where they go, Hotel Excurate is all inclusive. It is beautiful. They can open up their door and there is a man-made river right outside their door for them to swim in. Like, we see more of Amelia and Bennett's room. So there's the bed, and behind the bed is like this big shower. I can't wait to see everybody's room, like, so that I could really get, you know, some good insight on what the rooms look like. I plan on going to look up this hotel online. Olivia and Brett, I'm all like, could you take your shoes off the bed? Like, what are you doing? You don't want the bags on the bed, but you okay with your shoes on the bed? Or maybe them is the house shoes that they give you when you go to a hotel. Y'all, what was they? Somebody help me. Anybody tell me. Still, don't put them on the bed. I want to know, I got a question, because they unpack. Do y'all unpack and put your stuff in the drawers? I guess, I know I don't. I operate right out of the suitcase, but I've never been anywhere longer than a weekend, like for a week on vacation somewhere like that, where it would require me to take my stuff out of the bags and put them in the drawers. Y'all let me know down below in the comments, because I just feel like that's a lot of work, but it's also an easy way to find your stuff. Y'all let me know what you think, or what you do. I'm curious, because I don't. When we see Christina and Henry together and they're eating the tacos and taking the shots, I'm really looking at her like, okay, so she's redeeming herself from the last episode. I'm really glad to see her redeem herself and not be so bitchy and try and pull stuff out of him. Because she did say at her meeting with the in-laws that she's never had to be the aggressor, and she's the aggressor with Henry. At least she realizes that, and she was like, well, maybe that's what I needed, and maybe the experts knew that, like, maybe this is gonna work out. With Karen and Miles, we see that she's an eater, and that she's all like, you know what, I'm getting more comfortable with him, and I really hope he's who he says he is. I hope so too, Karen girl. I really hope that he does not change, and that he continues to just be this upstanding, outstanding guy that all of us ladies have seemed to fallen in love with. Like, we really hope that he's who he says he is, and that there's not some monster hiding behind a mask, okay? Let's hope so. Fingers, eyes, and toes crossed, because I'm rooting for you, Karen. I am. I think you deserve to be in a healthy, happy, successful, committed relationship. The exact relationship that you want to be in. And that goes for every Black woman, every woman, period. I feel like you should be in the relationship that you desire. And if you don't understand what that is, then you definitely need to figure out what that is, what it looks like, how it feels. You need to be able to visualize it to manifest it. Let me get off my soapbox on that. Listen, Amani and Woody are fastly becoming my favorite couple. Honey, listen. When she started talking about notches, I said, oh, she looking forward to giving up these cookies, honey. She's excited about him, but wants to take it slow. And he explains that every time he does something that she likes, she begins to take a notch off the chastity belt. Cause baby, she says it's a big enough tub for us to take a bath together. Are y'all taking a bath in y'all bathing suits, or y'all gonna be naked? She was like, but the chastity belt is still on. You let me know, cause you can't be in the bathtub naked and not wanna. Yes, honey, you can't. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it a band. So I can't wait to see how the honeymoon ends up for them. Now Woody seems like he talks and he's gonna share a lot with us. So we gonna find out what it is. Okay, what it look like. Listen, y'all, let me know what y'all think about this episode. So as it stands today, I still feel the same way. Amelia and Bennett is a big yes. Yes, 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 yes. Olivia and Brett, I'm still gonna go no, even though I'm starting to warm up to him a little bit. I don't know yet. And so I'm gonna just stick with what I was saying in the beginning, which is no. Christina and Henry, I'm staying with no because he's not a talker, she's a talker, even though she's starting to redeem herself. So that's that. Miles and Karen, you know, I'm gonna go yes. Karen, keep warming up, girl. Keep warming up. Yes, I love it. I love the relationship that's blossoming between the two of them. And honey, Amani and Woodrow, please keep this energy. Please keep going in the right direction, because I'm all in for y'all. You hear me? Keep that energy, y'all. Listen, I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Married at First Sight Season 11, Episode 4, What Happened Last Night. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought about this episode. Answer some of them questions, because I'm curious where you stand. And last but not least, if it's your first time visiting my channel, please click the subscribe button, become a ray of sunshine. You're there, so click the notification bell so you're alerted of when I upload all my reviews, vlogs, videos, fashion stuff, etc. Click the notification bell. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up because you like me and I'll know it's real. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.